Welcome to the cinema room. In this room you will find my limbo dub and the original limbo clip I created using piece of paper. I also recorded and compared the ways I could make the original dub like mine. I use Audacity and Adobe Premiere, which are the two essential programs in my dub. Please enter the art room. Welcome to the art room. In this room you will find my Louvre virtual gallery, Westgate garden trip and more. You will find not only pictures but information regarding each item. I created a 2-point perspective drawing. I had to copy a house which had 2 points and create my own invention. I was given 2 sheets of paper. One of them had 1 point and 2-point perspective drawing, and the other piece of paper I had to sketch them the best and accurate as they were. Firstly, I had to find the horizontal line and vanishing points. I didn't want to make my drawings massive because it would go off the paper, and same with being too small, as it would be impossible to see. I used a ruler and a sketching pencil so that I could rub out any mistakes I made. I had to find the correct sizes of the drawings and fit them on the drawing. We were given different types of music from rock, classical and punk sounds. We were also given an A3 sheet of paper and different types of tools such as pencils, colouring pencils and charcoal. We had to write or draw on the paper what type of music meant to me and how it felt once it was played. For some of my work I did wave lines because in my opinion some of the songs felt like it was in waves. Please enter the 3D room. I made an interior design using 3ds Max. I found this quite difficult as it was my first time I used this program. I happened to make the interior by following the teacher's instructions and also making notes, so that when I was stuck I could relate back to my notes. I used different shapes such as boxes for the floor and walls. I had to make a door outline, which gave me a short view on where I would add the doors and add the rooms. I also had to make the roof, which I used Edge in the program. Once I did that, I made the roof, and from there it was a matter of tidying things up.
We had a slight weapons malfunction, but, everything's perfectly alright now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
We were given the files for the walkie-talkie, the front, side and back pictures. I used a 3D software called 3ds Max, and once I was in the program I used 4plane and added the pictures, in which gave me a guide on what height and length of walkie-talkie would be. On this process was I used a YouTube video to follow the instructions to construct my walkie-talkie. I used different techniques such as beveling, which was used to reduce the square edge of the sides of my walkie-talkie, texturing, which was used to texture my walkie-talkie. I imported the images and dragged the picture over onto my model, and from there I scaled it so that I could see the image clearer on the model. After I finished my model, I was happy with the end result. I felt more confident when using the 3D program than I was before, as I wasn't familiar with the program. Please enter the foliage room. The software I used for grade boxing was 3ds Max. I had to make boxes in the middle of my grid. It didn't matter what size they were, however I changed the unit size to centimeters as it would make it easier to import into Unreal. I went and built skyscrapers all shapes and sizes and made them close to one another as close as I could so that I didn't waste any space. After that process was done, I exported it and imported it into Unreal, where from there I could rotate and scale them so that I could fit my skyscraper. I created a 3D tree in 3ds Max. I had to first use a plane in order to see what I was going to make. I then made a tree chunk using a cylinder. I used lots of methods such as vertex, which let me move the edge of the trunk. I also used polygon, which let me highlight all the polys, and from there I could go into the compact material editor. I also created branches. They were made by using a line which was in the shape. From that line I could use it for my branch, and once the branch was fitted exactly like the line was, then I could move it towards the tree trunk. I also made leaves for my tree, which was used by importing an image into the program, and from there I used the bend tool, which gave me access to curve the image. Then it was a matter of copying the leaves and adding them to my branch.